The Truth Behind Continental Drift by Remarkable Republican. Our system of science education, which is fundamentally broken, teaches us that the 7 continents are constantly moving around and that they are in a different location than they were in the past and than they will be in the future. This theory is related to evolution, which is a different topic for a different day. The premise of this brilliant theory of continental drift is that since the continents fit together in an approximate way, that they must be designed to fit together like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. There are 3 fundamental flaws with this reasoning. First, lots of things fit together which have not necessarily been fitted together in the past. All men's penises fit in all women's vaginas, but there is no reason to believe that a 20-year-old man's cock has been inside an 85-year-old woman's vagina simply because it could fit. Lego sets can be put together in incorrect ways by small children who don't follow the directions, but they are only supposed to go together in ways which actually make things. Second, the idea that the continents once fit together and moved apart has no obvious movement mechanic. Scientists assume that the continents have a will to move, just as they assume that evolution occurs because animals and plants, over incalculably long periods of time, will themselves to change for the better. How can large rocks move through the ocean searching for more optimal places? Are we to believe that Antarctica is some kind of retard continent? Third, there is no real evidence for continental drift. We know that we can't completely interpret the fossil record accurately due to our inability to date things with any consistency. The discovery of the New World in the 15th century and European seafaring meant that plants and animals were forced to move back and forth across the Atlantic, and now we have no way of knowing what started where. In addition, it is unclear why illustrations of the continents that scientists make from millions of years ago are the exact same shape as today, even though they were under pressure back then being pushed together and have had coastal erosion since. I will give you a brief history of how the theory of continental drift was invented and how it came to be accepted. In 1912, German polar explorer Alfred Wegener advanced the theory based on magnetism. One wonders if he was exposed to the extreme cold for too long and suffered frostbite of the brain. At the time, it was rejected, rightly so, since the existence of magnetism does not necessitate that the continents are in motion. Limestone cliffs can cause inversions of gravity, and those simply do not move. It was accepted around 1950 by scientists because they wanted to be more scientific than the communists, and they thought that they needed to be able to explain how the Earth works. American, German, British, and French scientists thought that they could bedazzle Third World Arabs and Africans by explaining why volcanoes erupted, and if they could explain it better than the Russians, then they could prevent the Third World from going communist. Continental drift is little more than anti-communist propaganda, which was taken a little too seriously. False, made-up beliefs, whether they be continental drift or Islam, spread like wildfire if they are preached by men with power and authority. It is time to stop spreading these myths. It is no more rational to think that continents drift than that Thor smashes giants with his hammer, or that Spider-Man is fighting crime in New York. This is Remarkable Republican, the man who delivers truth with a truth-flavored bias, signing off.